When these people comes in and anything happens to them, they will have a fair justice and law working in their favor. And a lot of people will walk in. So I believe that this 24 hours economy, we need to really, look up to the best of things or policies and initiatives they're going to put down to make sure that this becomes a successful one. And when they are doing a good thing, and we are also supporting them with knowledge and pointing on some of the ills and the good things they need to fuse in. That is where we will have a system that would encourage more expatriate companies to also come in. We can continue to be citizens as well. Let me put this in there because there are a lot of young people of this country who they are getting opportunities or given opportunities to be working with companies. They go in there with their lackadaisical attitude towards work. They go there with, excuse me, with a maximum respect to my country. They go there to steal, from some of these companies, and it doesn't become more, convincing and encouraging enough for these expatriate companies to be coming in to establish their companies in Ghana. So I believe that we should all recycle our mind and understand that if we want companies to be running, if we want expatriate companies to have that resilience in coming to our country to invest, then we are also ready to work as young Ghanaian youth who go out there and give our best out there when we travel to also support companies that will be coming in. But one thing I would want the government to do in making sure that this 24-hour economy thing also become very effective is government also looking forward to at least amend the daily wages, the minimum wage as well. Because we can't be working as young people of this country and at the end of the day we are being paid peanuts. That is where expatriate companies will come into the country, establish their companies here to exploit the young people of this country. We can't be working for a whole 24 hours, 8 hours around the clock, and we are getting paid 800 cedis, 1,000 cedis, 1,500, and rent a room for 3,000 a month, 2,500 a month. We can't continue with this. So we support the government. Somebody like me, I have really put in my life down on the line to support the government and make sure that all policies the government is actually making sure that they are able to achieve by the end of their tenure in office, and Ghanaians will, based on that, to also re-elect them or vote them out of office. They would achieve it. But one thing is that the government should also put into consideration making sure that they do something about the minimum wage so that at least Ghanaian youth will have that kind of confidence and that kind of love to work in their country. A lot of young people are traveling outside our country, not because they don't want to live in their own country, but because when they go out there, at least their minimum wages are very good for them. They are able to spend some on their expenses and also save some. In our country, it's not like that. It's not like that. So I believe that we can do it. It is possible that as young people, if we are to add our voices and contribution in making sure that this policy become an effective one. This is not about NDC. This is about Ghana, and this is about the future of the youth of this country. I believe, and I will say this and make this confession, that I voted for Nana Danko Akufo-Addo 2016 because I believe when he said that he's going to make sure that this country become an industrialized country, where we move this country from taxations to production, which Kwame Nkrumah, may he so rest well and continue to live with us, believed in making sure this country and continent become an industrialized one. So I believe that it is possible when we say we can do it and move this country from where we are to an industrialized country. But then we must also put in our contribution in terms of patriotism, in terms of hard work, and in terms of honesty to make sure that this becomes possible. Let's support the president, let's support the government, and make sure that Ghana becomes a better place for us all. Unless there is something more to say. All right.
Etumi efa ye nyoma ye wo edi ye bibi ema eho ba mfaso ema oman no ene emufuo. So me meka say eye ye mampanyi John Dramani Mahama de ono no de ye teda ye no ena osan nyane ne biem.
Ye hwe ye mebu sene ya 24-hour economy eba be ye edi amaye. Sha o si ebi eye 24-hour economy good connectivity any bebre na obo so. Se na hwe ye ne mebu eba be boy.
Nyame nhyira no na o ma ne nyansa ne ahoden sonko a obetumi edi adwene a enye kasa ho nko na emu adwene a ɛyɛ adwene a ɛwɔ enisuade hunu bi ɛne awerɛhyɛm ɛde ma mmebu no a ɛwɔ ɔman yi mu majority of the youth a ɛwɔ ɔman wei mu no ɛɛhyerɛ yɛgyidie a yɛwɔ wɔ yɛn mpanyinfoɔ a yɛde ɔmo si aman so even ɔno akora John Dramani Mahama ne di ho adanseɛ sɛ ɛnnɛ no majority of the youth ɛwɔ kurom yi anom ne nyinaa no ɛɛpɛ kwan efiri hanom akɔ aburokyire a ɔmo kɔ no ɛnyɛ ɛdan fɛɛfɛ anaasɛ akwan apapa ɛwɔ hɔ nti na ɔmo kɔ ɛyɛ adwuma a ɔmmenya yɛ na ɔmo so tumi ahwɛ ɔmo ho na ebi aka afoforɔ nti na ɔmo kɔ nti sɛ otumi tena ase hu enisuade hunu papa a ɛwɔ mu sɛ ɔmanpanyin dada ɛne yɛmanpanyin odi kane ɛyɛ ɔsagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na nkɔpɛ sɛ ɔde ma ɔman yi na emu manfoɔ nyinaa no enya awerɛhyɛm ne gyidie bi sɛ yɛyɛ dibiman na yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ne ayɛ ma yɛyi na yɛso atena yɛ kurom anigye mu deɛ a na nnɛ wɔtumi adwene saa adwene wei I think sɛ it is something that we the youth also need to have a reflection na yɛntumi ɛnhu sɛ ɔman biara no bɛyɛ yi a ɛnyina the mineral resources anaasɛ the available resources ne pɛ ɛna ɛma no yɛyie na ɛgyina mmɛbu no a ɔmo yɛ skilled mmɛbu no a ɔmo yɛ willing and ready and patriotic enough to stand up and say that we also need to contribute in making sure that the country becomes better. So, Omanpanyin John Dramani Mahama, neni suade hunu a ɔno nso pɛ sɛ ɔde boa deɛ ɛmanpanyin dada ɛyɛ ɔsagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na ɔpɛ sɛ ogyina so ma Africa ne ebibiman ɛne yɛ Ghana man yi ɛbɛyɛ an industrial hub no ɛbɛbɛ mu no yɛso yɛbɛtumi ayɛ afei mu deɛ yɛde bɛboa ɔbobɔ nneɛma bebree so a ɔbobɔ obi saa nneɛma no a ɔbobɔ so no nyinaa no ɛyɛ nneɛma a ɛhia na meme deɛ titiriw paa yɛ ekuayɔ a ɔka ho asɛm ɔman biara no ɛwɔ adeɛ a ɛma ɔman no etu mpɔn anaa ɛde ɔman no kɔ okɔ Japan ɛne Korea mo ne adeɛ a technology ɛyɛ one of the key things a ɛpush ɔmo man no nti ɔmo yɛ gadgets ne certain nneɛma bi a ɔmo tumi tɔn de ma aman afoforɔ nso ntumi nyɛ na ɔmo so nyɛ scale film okɔ aman bi te sɛ America no ɔso yɛ industrialized country kakra a ɔmo so no industrialization ɛwɔ hɔ nipa bebree nyɛ adwuma yɛ okɔ ɔman bi te sɛ Singapore Malaysia mo ne ade a ɔmo so ekuayɛ ɛna ɔmo so de yɛ na sɛbio ɔman a ɔmo no okɔ yɛ weather mu nsɛnsɛm a ɔmo no wɔ the tropical yɛfrɛ no sɛ areas anaa zones a ɛyɛ ewia ɛne yɛfrɛ no sɛ esukɔtwea ɔmo ka no sɛ snow ɛne ade tɔ wɔ hɔnom no mpo no so ɔmo tumi hyehyɛ ɔmo mmerɛ ɛwɔ ekuayɛ ho ɛma yɛtumi edu sɛ ɔmo tumi tɔn ɔmo nnuane de ma nkɔfo ɛmo bebree a yɛdi no ɔman mu yɛn bebree na afi Malaysia so nti no yɛbisu betumi ama yɛn mmɛbunu no abɛyɛ enipa mfaso papa bi ɛwɔ ɔmo so in terms of agriculture but then the agric base no ɛyɛ very expensive yɛhu ne sɛ ekuayɛ adwuma no ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛɛfo but ekuayɛ adwuma no ɛka wɔm papapapapapapapa sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ ekuayɛ adwuma no wayɛ ne yie a you need a lot of money to put in place me a me no ka say recently yɛtu mu me mpɔnkye a na menyɛ yɛ ɔmo menim nipa ɔkɔ poison mmoa no ana ɛkwan a mmoa no fa so yɛ but me mahwere me mmoa nia mpɔnkye almost bɛyɛ 40 something no me lose bebree so what I say bɛyɛ 4 bi 8 or 11 bi so kra na egu fie ɛso ana me leader so no so ɛno so ɔmo nya sɛ wu ma ka bɛyɛ baako imagine sɛ wonni sika a bɛtumi so asan de start bi mu a na te wabɔ fam ano no so what I say almost so agro crop farming so you need monies to be able to focus on your friend say plow combined harvesters fertilizers and other things and you know very very expensive to get into farming so if omaino ehunyansa ene nimde won say see a boa na ye de sudden enyoma bi bu akwema be boa ma ye mmebunu no etumi anya adwuma a ewo ekuaye num no they need to also support them. But one of the major problems ewo ekuaye adwuma mu in terms of governance no and say aban no bi oteso no e de nyoma e bi te say fertilizers any machineries ebape na term manfo what the various constituencies no afa e de omo che very very problematic for a lot of farmers within our localities you know into aban making sure say if indeed we are decentralizing this it will properly be decentralized so that the real farmers no mu ye adwuma no will be the ones to benefit from saa nyoma na ebeba no na mu ma yeso enye ni bebre sisi MPP abaya no te so dada no chairman for any party mpanyinfo a na the fertilizers any sika bi ba na omo fa so omo no CCA se mu ofie mfa so be na wo so sika no mo boa gu wo sesen ya ebesa so what you say but se mo boa amanfo no e ma amanfo ni nya edwuma ye mo boa amanfo no e ma amanfo no enyuma omo ye koso a party no ebenya nkofo ho do nkofo no be koso support because obi eniwo a otan obi a oboa na edwuma and send your wo man edwuma ekoso no so be boa ma so wa wo ho de bia se na be ya de emfaso a wo nya no so obekoso ade amano so what I say so this party no any government your more power no they need to be very circumspect and very honest enough to the government and support the government in making sure say bibi bia na o man no ede beba say yemfa moaboa afoforo embebunu ene omo a omu hia no omo de be mo omo na edwumadie bia na o man no ehwe say ebekoso ama o man no nyamfaso so no ebetumi akoso na o man no nyamfaso so because media me did say yes ye be ye na embebu na wo man mu so tumi atena o man mu aye edwuma de asom o man no e ma mfaso aba so ama ye ntimu o meba.
First of all, person me that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say as more kinds of be no with this or yeah unlike we've seen in the past with some other people or no they are ultimately your own can what kinds of be there so I made the part because a new thing and the amount for through now more busy questions be business because it's a new thing and see that and see that no why do you say and na 24 hours na dey 8 hours no kwa ye hu ano 8 hours na be yi na be dey nya workers na it you be dey chiomo ka nipa na ba or ye extra work and extra revenue be ba into the extra work and extra revenue be ba no I don't think it mean to car. You get what I'm saying? Say company factory produces 10,000 gallons. Now from here 24 hours. 2 extra workers have come. It's one producer in 30,000. 30,000 no say revenue cost. Indeed, so between yes get your money. But then the capacity of the factory no increasing from 10,000 to 30,000. And this is a factory now because so it's all about expansion. That's what GM is looking at. So wow, the office say 24 hours economy now, 3 shifts na de enye juma na de will it succeed? Wow, kasa so boss, look at something. We area now. Baby offer the bia. One day we say we have a stand, no to Ibrahim. First they will be huni but na there be so we market. We so be kwa na Ibrahim asa. Sana nyame ye wiase. We da dwempa hihye dwuma nyame be na koyie. Ukokrom market tomato sellers almost so be 100 obi ade e besa. Every new day obi so person konkoton toast. Every new day obi so person be a shop. Na nepa no person obi a shop, the customers when really be say one of the customers. But then they will be obi na customers enya ne sika pepepe. Na ono so ne success no emma obi store en fail because nyame designer we say yeah expanding. So yes, 8 hours this year James here from Konemi. Some of the companies no be 16 hours. After a while, almost build the capacity we are no more for 24. So it's not like hey 24 hours, hey Kokora 24 hours, Toshira 24. No. It doesn't even make sense what I say. It's more more capacity to run double shift, third shift. I'm not Kokora, I don't Kokora, bro. What I say. So Cocoa sellers also be no. Yes. Shoot here. For example, who shooting a mope? Maybe a camera above form. Camera na say. Or say to camera for na into us quickly. Camera shop na about 10 wapon. The whole shoot cancel. This is the following day, right? But 24 hours economy. Maybe there's a big company. Almost 2 ton cameras, gadgets, baby, I'm one. Maybe I'm soup, I'm East Legon. In Jomo, I'm running 24. It's not going to be everywhere 24 hours. Baby, demand and supply no one. Yes. So busy place, That particular shop now out on camera, running 24 hours. So come on up, come on, so it means okay. Faka. Kotobra. So within 1 hour, they replace the camera. No.